Hi, so I placed a post on Facebook just now about this subject I'm about to mention, and something happened. I couldn't read it properly, so neither could anyone else. So here we go. I'm a bit sweaty after a little walk, a little tiny walk. So it goes like this: a fellow on social media posted that he needed to escape to the deep woods with a photo of shallow water as his abstract subject. There was no waves or etc. Very calm water. I commented and will now do a video. Enjoy my comment below. So my comment was, hint, you won't find it there. He wanted to go to the deep woods for, my guess is, tranquility. So in that photo of still waters, that there is a clear example of the serenity of water. Maybe you could sail across calm waters to a forest and then go deep, like I had just done up above here in my comment, my sarcastic comment. Because what he's actually chasing is becoming a bit of a joke. So let me show you some more of what I said. Sounds to me like you actually require oxygen. You found it last time, deep in the forest. That's what his subconscious is calling for. And at the moment, usually what happens is I've been through this, usually you have confusion. Your neurotransmitters aren't intelligent enough to tell you what they want. They are only smart enough to say, I want, or they want. And you have to know where they are, where they're calling from in your body. So sometimes that's possible with thirst. It is possible to identify that it's thirst neurotransmitters that are calling for fluids. So anyhow, oh yeah. So you found it last time deep in the forest, but let me inform you that oceans now produce more oxygen. Have you noticed the cost of living in coastal regions? I don't know why, but I just need one of them ocean retreats, or you know the old saying. I would find a oxygen machine in the bedroom, a cheaper alternative, and simply visit the coast to watch the surfers also enjoying the oxygen rejuvenation. For some reason it printed revealing. Which reminds me, the Treasury Casino here in Brisbane revitalised my physical body more so than wearing it out on a 3-day workout inside with a 12-foot wooden ladder when repairing emergency lights high on the ceilings. I think it was actually a bigger ladder than that. I think it might have been an 18-foot fiberglass ladder. So that I was dragging around the Treasury Casino. And let me tell you, just as a point of fact, the Treasury Casino was named after the Treasury building in Brisbane, made out of sandstone, is named after the Treasury building in the city of Petra, which consists entirely of sandstone mountains and buildings carved into the sandstone. I don't know why I didn't realise that until a documentary on TV yesterday. Anyhow, must be wonderful to be naming buildings. Turns out, and of course, studying all of that fantastic history, it's only now in semi-retirement I'm finding time to discover some things like that. Turns out the chief engineer of the Treasury Casino here in Brisbane, turns out the chief engineer installed commercial size, because I said to him, hey mate, what is it about this place that makes me feel so good. I mean, I know you've got no clocks in here, but I feel physically really good after 3 days of moving like hell in here. And so turns out the chief engineer installed commercial-sized ozone manufacturing machines in the aircon ducts. So I said to him, "Oh, crap, are you kidding me?" I said, "Yes, folks. What an excellent 3 days on the job and doing a wee jobby as well." Oh, that's a bit of that's another sarcastic. Sorry about that. Blessings. You were fabulous. You were fabulous. Oh, I don't know what that means. That's the bottom line. You were exhausted, it should say. That is the bottom line. So was I before educating oh yeah, I love this when they change my wording in posts. That's what's going on. There's no way I wrote that. So you were fabulous fused, mate. Hey, aren't they cute when they change your wording and they hack your profile and change your wording? So was I before educating myself on the global oxygen depletion occurring 25 years ago at that time in the casino, Treasury building. And what of it now? I'm fit as a fiddle, a greater fitness than in those days, and stuffed from a walk in the local park. Look at me, just sweating like a pig. And you sweat when you've got when you are exhausted. Exhausted means lacking in oxygen. So all of your head is the first place for it to sweat. You're the sweat because that's where it needs the oxygen. Isn't God wonderful? Well, the nature God wonderful? That is how I feel my educational outlook. Check out The Holy Grail of Science by Mick Cox. I talk about this in depth, this subject in depth, about how much of our atmosphere in 1 minute is burned up by one jumbo jet, and how many of those pricks are in the air at one time, especially for takeoffs, when they burn the most gas at takeoffs, of course. LA International Airport, what a song, hey? One every 20 seconds or so. Anyhow, that's your lot for the week right now. I'm going to get back into my writing. I'm writing my next book called Rainbows Only Run North to South. It's got about 60 facts about rainbows and etc. It's going to be branching into the ether, and I have a video on the ether I made just the other day. I'm going to place it here, but I'm also going to tell you, while we're on the subject of the Earth's atmosphere, including the energy of the ether, which is alternating current plus direct current. It's AC and DC. Maybe that's why the most famous band in the world was named that. Things don't happen for no reason. Things do happen for a reason. And the other day I was driving down the road. You'll see the photos at the end of this. I was driving down the road and I bought a car with tinted windows. I actually don't like tinted windows. I like to be able to see out very clearly, especially when you wear sunglasses looking out the clear windscreen. Not too many tinted banded windscreens above will block out the sun in front of you. Sunglasses are a necessity in some cases. Mine are prescription lenses, and maybe, just maybe, because they're special sunglasses with prescription lenses, a trendy looking set as well of wraps. Maybe, just maybe, that helped to see the ether that you will see at the end of this video. So I'm driving along, looking through the tinted window with my sunglasses on, which are also, I also paid extra to have polarized, prescription polarized sunglasses in trendy wraps. And I look to my right, and there's not distinctive colours, but distinctive bands in rainbow form, shape, to my right, and they were fixed in one place. They weren't driving along with the car. They were fixed in one place coming out of the ground. There was about 3 or 4 of them, much wider than a normal or your average rainbow. And as I said, not coloured, but you know what they really reminded me of? The description of a nighttime or evening silver bow, which has 7 different bands of silver due to being created or displayed by reflected light from the moon. And the moon surface is silver. That's where we get a silver bow, a nighttime silver bow from. And that's what they looked like to my right. And I was totally dumbfounded. They were stationary. They were coming up out of the ground, and they were amazing. I've never noticed them before, and I couldn't see them when I took the sunglasses off, looked straight through the tinted window. I couldn't see them when I wound the window down and looked straight through the sunglasses. So maybe, just maybe, the car tint was also polarized. So maybe it was a double polarized tint, double polarized, double tint that I was looking at and seeing, being able to see those bands, those rainbow designed or formed or shaped bands of the ether coming out of the ground. Maybe, just maybe, I don't think it was because they were there for too long, and they weren't moving like a rainbow, I don't think. But I'll show you the photos now, and it needs more explanation. I was told this morning that that the most amazing book I ever wrote, The Holy Grail of Science so far, is going to be followed by this next book, which will be 10 times more incredible. And that means I'm going to be going through 10 times more impacting discoveries. So I could be quiet for a while because that puts me in like almost I won't use the term post-stress disorder. It puts me into a mode of mind where it's just inconceivable when it happens. Some of the most amazing things when it happens. That's what happened in gathering the information, gathering the contents of the book. I was blown away for decades. I withdrew and yeah. Anyhow, enjoy these next photos joined to this video of the energy of the ether, which is obviously projecting or being emitted out of the earth in the same shape as rainbows, but looking like silver bows, much wider than rainbows. And the very last one, the bottom one, curving a very tight curve of a rainbow, but very wide. You might see it in the photo, but that's what I saw looking through the sunglasses, through the tinted window to my right. Maybe it was a rainbow of some form. I don't know. I really don't know, but I really think it was the ether, the magnetic energy of the ether. Science has from time to time displayed our Earth with a summarized and estimated magnetic network around the Earth. Anyhow, enjoy the photos. Have a great day and enjoy the info on our atmosphere, which is very depleted now of oxygen. Football players 30 years ago, started using oxygen tents. I couldn't get recovery as a tradesman. I like to get into it. And even nowadays, I can only do a couple of hours a day in bursts. And it really is bursts because I'll contemplate it for a long time and then just can't, and then become anxious to want to get it done. And it's only a couple of hours a day, sometimes 6 or 8 hours a day, and sometimes 12 when I'm totally worn out for the next day or so. Just like I would have been 35 years ago when installing air conditioning in the hot sun. It's not a great deal to do with my age. I really believe that I'm fitter nowadays. I'm eating so much better nutrition nowadays than I did back then. I was a pie mongerer and a fan of the hamburger. Anyhow, enjoy the next few photos. There's 3 photos, doubled, so you'll see them again each time. Have a great day, and you can pause in each one, of course. Have a great day. Blessings. Bye.